seem to forget some of the major strides that Sylva's administration achieved. Like I said, in terms of infrastructure development, you realize that when Sylva came into government, a lot of abandoned government buildings, not completed buildings all over the place. And then most governors, when they come into office, want to start their own projects anew and leave the old projects in order because it wasn't started by their government. But Sylva went ahead and completed all outstanding buildings.
Wow.
The judiciary, all the judiciary buildings that were standing, that were completed all of them. All the secretariat buildings that were standing and completed, he did all of them. So every single project that was uncompleted prior to his coming into government, he did all of them, completed all of them. Then one major thing he did in terms of, in the area of housing, because housing is key, and Bayorsas were having problem with accommodation, he gave a grant. People have forgotten, people seem to not to remember. He was the first to give a grant of 1 billion naira to resort savings and loan, mortgage company, the one just by Kiki Park here. He gave them 1 billion naira grant way back. You can imagine way back then. You know, they used that money to complete the Okaka housing estate. And then those estates were allocated out. If they bought land all over Yenagua, started another property just by Okolode, which Dixie came around and they claimed it. That was, you know, a seed money that was put in place by Sylva.
Wow.
And then the mortgage bank, you remember now, they were supposed to partner with the Federal Mortgage Bank to provide mortgage loan for Bayelsa civil servants. That facility was put in place. Dixon came along and then let the bank go down because the central bank required, you know, increase of capital, share capital, and the Bayelsa state government refused to implement the share capital increase. So the bank just went on that. That old money that was invested went down the drain. That's one thing. Then secondly, most people do not realize the impact, the effort made by Sylva to bring telecommunications into Bayelsa. It will interest you to know that it is as a result of Sylva's effort that GSM became very rampant in Bayelsa. How? Let me let you know. Then when he was in government, there was only MTN. MTN was very epileptic in Yenagua. If any of you remember, you can't make a proper call. You can't make a decent call. You can't reach anybody in Yenagua. Nobody in Yenagua can reach her. In fact, if you can get the call through, it will take you almost 10 minutes to make one call through. So when he came in, sat down with a team of people, I was involved in that group, to review the situation and come up with a plan. Now we reached out to telecommunications companies. None of them were willing to come. That the market was not there, you know, and that they will not make their money. If they invest, they will not be able to recoup their investment. So Sylva again invested 700 million naira plus to Glo. We brought in Glo, signed agreement with Glo, and then gave them 700 million naira grant, which enabled Glo to go into all the local governments, all the remote locations in Bayelsa. That's why you have Glo in virtually every community in Bayelsa. It was as a result of Sylva's effort. Glo, for the first time, came into Bayelsa. The moment Glo came into Bayelsa, that was when MTN their game. That was when Airtel also into Bayelsa. So that is what Sylva did. Most people seem to have forgotten. It is government money spent wisely, given to Glo, not by way of cash. We were involved in implementation. We negotiated, we had a committee, negotiated for land with lawyers, paid, and then they just came in, installed their mast. We go negotiate for land, pay, tell them, they go in, install their mast. And then before you know, the whole of Bayelsa was linked up with Glo. And then other telecommunication companies started rushing into Bayelsa. So economically, telecommunication-wise, human resource, physical infrastructure, human infrastructure, security, you name it, Sylva was exceptional.
We know that security was very low, and that's because crime was at its peak at some point. And then Chief Timipre Sylva's government introduced the Operation Famtangwe outfits. And a lot of Bayelsans used that against him, and they said the Famtangwe was a killer outfit and all of that. What can you tell us before and during the establishment of the Operation Famtangwe?
That's yes, I quite understand, and I'm aware of the sentiments in town. I mean, as somebody who is on ground and who relates with the people on ground, those sentiments being expressed that Famtangwe itself is a killer outfit, the comments in a way were as a result of the excesses of the Famtangwe, just like we had with NSAS, which was as a result of the SARS excesses. But, like you rightly stated, before Famtangwe came on board, the security situation in Bayelsa was a total breakdown. you cannot even walk the streets of Yenagoa and feel secure.
Mhm.
I mean, there were points you will get to, even in broad daylight, you snatch your phone, your handbag, and things like that. But then it got to a point where Bayelsas themselves yearned for a security arrangement whereby the state will be secured. And of course, after meeting the security agencies and then putting us together with stakeholders, they came out with Famtangwe. The Famtangwe concept was quite accepted across board. It was very effective. It brought down crime. It brought security. People were safe. People felt comfortable, felt, that free to walk about. Even young ladies who were either molested, even in broad daylight, now feel free to walk the streets of Yenagoa. But along the line, any human endeavor, there are definitely some bad eggs.
Exactly.
Yes. So those bad eggs began to take advantage of the situation by exploiting people, intimidating people, harassing people, and even going to settle personal scores.
Wow.
That's why they went, overboard. But it didn't mean that the concept and then the whole idea of Famtangwe was not effective. It was very effective. In fact, if you compared crime prior to Sylva, and after Sylva, you will see clearly without being told that today, in today's Yenagoa, you can't walk the streets of Yenagoa. By 7 o'clock, you're home. I mean, you can't even walk. But in the days of Sylva, I can tell you can begin from, let's say, Tombia roundabout all the way down to Swale. To Oxbow Lake. I hope you know that Oxbow Lake was a baby of a Sylva.
Exactly.
You can go to Oxbow Lake any time of the night, any time of the day. All along as you go, all the social, outlets were effective. I mean, we're walking around, driving around this town, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., no issues, no fear, no concerns. But today, you can't do that. So, without being told, that we, the ordinary Bayelsas on ground, we know the security situation during the time before Sylva. We know how it was during Sylva's period. No doubt, there were challenges here and there. But beyond that, today, the situation is worse again.
Wow.
So, definitely the positives far outweigh the negatives.